So the Gale forces in, tries to drain tank it, and it's not going to happen. Kellen calls in the reinforcements, and it's 4-0.
I mean, they're in their head. DK are everywhere.
Oh, going to find the miss on the ulti, and that means they're going to kick him into the wall, and this will be finally something on the board.
Yeah, they get one back. That is big, denying the dive here and getting a kill onto Noguri, but on the top side, it's a white gun. Chukram stacked up, and he is going to be farming these plates very, very quickly. Well over 3,000 gold here. We're not even at 15 minutes. And Damwon, I think, have the better late game, so it's going to be very, very difficult.
And it's 3 turrets that are now prepped for the Rift Herald that's about to spawn as well. So even if you get that, you've got so many options now to make those plays happen. But this was just a bit unfortunate here for Noguri.
Nice
369 gets the sidestep, and then immediate ult. Kanavi finally in a position to follow up on this.
Yeah, that was just beautifully done by 369. Great sidestep, and as you say, Kanavi, right place, right time to help bail him out. It is worth checking in on Noguri, who is going for the Everfrost. So the common AP option. Thought he might have gone for a bit of a tank look this game, but their burst and their engage is going to be really, really frightening. If you do miss position, especially looking at Hope, because a lot of the pressure is going to be on him to dominate in these fights. You are this mid-range champion where you're almost always in range of body slam flash if you're doing any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, and now it kind of feels like a lot of this game for JDG is reliant on 369 getting this massive ultimate at some of these fights. Maybe Yago being able to steal away something like that explosive cast, and then just one-shotting the backline for Damwon Kia. But if you never get that chance, it's going to be in a bad spot, and that's why I feel like actually having Yago on this bot side for the Rift Herald is actually a great addition.
Walks in for the double ulti, gets a decent knockup, walks back into his team, is going to be fine. It's forcing a flash away from Hope. Nearly the kill as Dr. Gale forces in, but missing. Will just barely stay alive. Somebody Gale popped.
And I was about to say, if 369's on top side, maybe you can fight for this Rift Herald, but now with Nami gone, the flash is burned, Damwon are just going to try and take mid tower at least.
Sinq nearly the damage to the turret. They're going to walk in for a bit more. Couple autos will kill it off, and indeed, turret will fall. DDD do not have the tools to fight back. Yagao doesn't find his own stun. Gets a quick slow. Shogun is going to root him in place, though. Gets the chain. Wins his cooldowns back up there. Dives in for a bit more. That's got to be the real one to the top side. It is. Cannot get the kill.
Yeah, Yagao getting a little bit of pressure there on the map, though. That is good if they can actually establish some sort of dominance in that side lane. That will buy a little bit of time here for JDG, who's now going to try to start up the Herald. Canyon was pulled off this when he did come towards mid, and you can see Canyon pathing down towards bot on that mini-map, so should be a JDG Herald, which maybe they can use to try to find a little bit of a setup around this next dragon.
And that's what the big focus here is going to be, right? If they can try and get into a position where 369 can come in, get that big ultimate, if they can use the Herald to get a decent position for him. But the problem is, like, look at the amount of wards that are littered on this bot side right now for Damwon. Like, you just don't have a position to sneak in to get a deep ward for 369 so we can actually get a flank. So it kind of feels like you have to brute force it with 369's flash, but maybe they can get a play on Noguri again.
Wants to go for the play there. Herald summoned up as well. They can nearly find the turret with that one. Just about at lethal range of the Herald itself. Kind of going to get all of the local gold. It looks like 369 going to be out of range for it. But they can try for the top side there. Noguri left a bit alone, does have flash, and doesn't really have a way out though at the end of the day. Q going to land, a bit more of a slow. Buying as much time as possible because the Drake is dying on the other side of the map. 2-0 on Drakes for Damwon, finally killing the top side.
I really feel like that should have gone to 369 though. Trying to accelerate this cannon to a late game position should have been the get-go there. The kill goes to Kanavi though, which definitely isn't as valuable now. Oh, onto
really
top.
Good goal and Kale. Ooh, yeah, Gale Force in for that as well. If Kellen weren't there, could have been a kill.
Something nice though, Missing does have the Imperial Mandate now completed, so they are on that
huge
big power spike here for Lucian Nami, and they get a charge on the tier 2. They're going to get a charge on the tier 3 as well.
Really big, actually. There's still a lot to come back from this game. JDG had a comeback win against Damwon the first time they met, but it was only an 1,100 gold difference.
Does this go down?
A 3K, definitely.
Oh. No, not quite. It's going to live, but that was very, very close. And yeah, I mean, they're down 2K now, but they were down like 3 to 4K,
yeah,
what, like 8 minutes ago? So the lead meaning way less. Lucian Nami are really at that point where I think this is the biggest power discrepancy between them and the Aphelios Lulu. One completed item, I really heavily favor Lucian Nami, so I think they can start looking for scraps, and they're kind of at a point where maybe they can make things happen.
Also just spotting Canyon on that top side as well. It looks like we're going to start moving members of JDG down to this bot side. It feels like pick on Nuguri seems to be the game plan right now for JDG. But we'll have to see if Damwon can try and respond. Right, top tower incredibly low, and that will be the last outer turret gone for JDG.
Gonna be interested to see where Hope goes with his build as well. You know, how nervous is he about, you know, these double AP soul lanes from Damwon who have tremendous amount of burst? You know, he is gonna be the big target for Damwon. You know, does he feel that he needs to sidestep and actually grab something like a Hexdrinker, or is he confident just his build towards an IE against what is a very squishy team? You know, getting that IE is going to be massive here, but not if you get one shot by the Gragas.
Yeah, he actually does pretty well against the body slam there. Cass forces the flash away. You go. Has zone flash to follow, but not a lot of mana.
But still, another small advantage gained there by Yagao. First, it's pushing out Showmaker. Now it's pushing him out. Canyon's coming in.
Oh, the cast! It stopped his teleport, but does Canyon even kill him? It's nearly a full health Yagao. Debbie's in for health and just getting bullied out of this one. Wants to dodge the damage. He'll just die. 369. Unwilling to ult as a buffer.
I'm surprised that we didn't actually see JDG try to turn onto Graves. Thought there was a lot more people coming down quicker on Damwon Kia, so they decide not to turn, so Yagao ends up falling for that one, and JDG now getting pushed in once more. Damwon taking control of the map.
170 CS Graves, level 12. He is massive, rivaling the soul lanes in this game.
I mean, he has more farm than Ducktom, right?
Yeah.
Like, he is just farming at a ridiculous clip here. You know, about 9 CS per minute or so there for Canyon. He's already working on his third item. He knows that a lot of the burst is, it's double AP soul laners on both teams, right? So he is already very heavily itemizing towards the MR, and we can watch it one more time.
And this is the Canyon that everyone was terrified of once we heard that there might be a farming meta coming back in, because Canyon is so good in these positions, and you see it here, immediately running down to the bot side. Nuggery cancels the TP, but we're on to 369 again!
And he's gonna get locked up and just dies. Lulu won't prevent anything else from happening. Kellen is in there, flashes to make sure we can't get away.
That's another rough death there for JDG, but I do prefer holding on to the flash and the ultimate for the next fight. I don't think it's worth flashing out to try to live there. As you just need those resources to be okay.
The clone tanks it all still though.
TP
low HP, TP flank. Minute and a half still to the Drake. Navi hits 2. Will it even matter? They're running away. Huge damage on a Hope. Ulti can attack onto 2 of them. Decent damage from the autos. Missing now low on health. Has to flash now away as well. Health bar lead completely on the side of Damwon.
And now this is going to be so tough for that next fight. No flash on Yagao, no flash on Hope, no flash on Missing. And you're coming up to what is a soul point fight here in 1 minute. Damwon are just going to say, screw it, let's start the Baron here. 369 has TP, so they at very least, I think, want to get that TP out, but Yagao's getting chunked mid. He's in trouble.
Good read by Showmaker. Dodges the stun, just chunks him to 300 HP. But it's a 4v4 right in front of the Baron. You can't really win this fight with Baron hitting you, so they are going to call it off. Trading TP, their mid laner for the opposing top.
That is going to be no summoners, though, when it comes to those teleports. Showmaker and Nuggery's both gone as well. Yagao's off the board, so it will now just look like an all-out brawl to see if you can get this position on the Dragon. And, I mean, with the resets coming through for Damwon, with the vision that they've already kind of established, it looks like Damwon should be able to get into River first and make sure they can start to poke with Showmaker and make it difficult again for JDG to try and compete with this.
Well, and just critically, Ducktom and Showmaker both still have their flash, right? So, you know, that is the biggest difference here. Yagao and Hope are going to be much more vulnerable, but playmakers on JDG's side do have their flash as well. So can 369 and Kanavi find anything?
Australia's in. Lifts the whimsy to front flash, but it's not much of a slow. They're diving on in. That's going to be a shutdown. Ducktom there getting help from Showmaker. And already no support there. Missing is gone from the lineup. And you got a kickback for Kanavi into a bunch of damage on a cannon. Cast right back out of the team. And the kills are not found. A free firing 80 carry sets up for a second and a third. Objective bounty's already on. Round 2 for Baron.
Azael, you're a prophet. You called it for Ducktom. The flash there was crucial for him to escape away, and Damwon Kia will turn immediately back towards the Baron. It might be a dragging consolation for Yagao, but Damwon are feeling so damn good right now.
Damwon are crushing JDG in this game. When the Baron goes down, I mean, they're going to be closing in on a 10K lead nearly. And again, yeah, that flash makes it so difficult to actually nail down Ducktom there. They're even delaying it as much as possible, trying to get the most out of the Baron buff.
Gonna run down. So can we guaranteed it? Can we stop Drake is the question.
They should be able to finish, but I mean, the question is, how much is going to be taken with this Baron buff? Yes, you do get a bounty. Yes, you do delay things a little bit, but you're down a good 7,000 gold at this point. The engage was pretty nice, but it's 369 getting pushed out on the top side of your screen, and then it all comes down to Kanavi finding this angle where he wanted to go for Ducktom, but Missing was already dead, and the follow-up wasn't really there.
It's just a great read from Nuguri as well to check on that top side in case 369 was there. And here, Kanavi tries his damnedest to get on, but the Everfrost crucially misses, which means they don't get the CC chain at the Duckdam. He's able to flash, he's able to get the Gale Force out, and without being able to burst out the Aphelios, the consistent damage is still there between the Aphelios and the Graves to carry on through the fight.
I understand the desire to be aggressive. We're behind. We need a big play. I can get under the AD carry. Maybe that's enough. It was not. The Bloodthirster is, of course, now in the inventory as well. So tanky to withstand the counter ult next time.
And it is hard to know, right? Because you can definitely question the play, going for it in the 4v5, but at the same time, you are more the early game focused comp. And I think JDG will be looking at it like, well, if we hit the Everfrost, he probably dies before he can flash, right? But now they are really up against it here. Down nearly 8,000 gold. Tier 2 mid is slated to fall. Tier 2 top is already gone. The Tier 3 is being sieged here. Showmaker just playing in between the waves.
He pulls him in, kicks back the Gragas, and that's going to be one picked off. A trade of champions. Back in goes 369, but he cannot solo kill the opposing AD carry. Luluwalt just makes it a freebie. The dive in for the rest works well for Lucian. And finally a triple kill. A hope has been extinguished, and it's Canyon. Exactly that in the jungle. 8-0-2. You cannot step up against this man.
Anything you can do, Canyon can do better. The triple kill from Hope is smacked down by Damwon Kia, and they want to force the tiebreaker. They want to get first seed coming out of this group.
Canyon is looking like he's in world championship form here as JDG find the angle. Kanavi takes us in on a Showmaker who snaps back, but he gives the free ride onto Noguri, and they're able to burst him down very, very quickly. This time the Everfrost does land, and you can see the window for JDG as they move forward here. Hope dashing in, able to get a triple kill very early on, but as Canyon comes around the back of the fight, there's no one left to kind of create that space for him, and Canyon just dashes in his face and bursts him straight down.
And it took so long for the follow-up to come through, right? You get the play onto Noguri, but as you move in his 369, Yagao is blocked by the minions. He can't get on towards the AD carry, and then you've all got to overextend one by one as JDG to make that play happen. Now, well, I mean, that's definitely a big old goal difference, but JDG going to try and face off again once more against Damwon on the bottom side.
I mean, it's all you can really do at this point.
Oh no, that is a catastrophe there. Hope forced out, Gale forced to stay alive, but it's an ulti forced away. Nearly kind of be going down, but no, will live on that one. You can see the item difference. Yeah, a Frozen Heart and an Umbral Glaive difference in the jungle. Pretty big deal down there as Showmaker shoves in the mid side and looks like the inhibitor kills.
I mean, Canyon is closing in on full build. He's got 4 completed items. He's so far ahead of the pace of the game. It's just ridiculous. He is 6,000 gold ahead of Kanavi, right, in that 1v1. It's just unapproachable. The Graves is very, very tanky as well. He's got the Gore Drinker, a Maw, a Frozen Heart, plus the Merc Treads. You can't burst this guy down.
So what you're saying is, if Canyon's dead, it's only a 4,000 gold difference.
True, but the problem is as well, he's the second highest level in the game. Only second to Showmaker. Like, he's been doing such a good job, and he has been the difference maker in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, if he's down, it's actually a gold disadvantage for them. He has 14,000 gold, but they're over the kick.
Great Gale Force for Doctom. They don't get anything out of that one. Diving in his Canyon, casts forwards, and he's still taking the front side. Ma, Frozen Heart. Yeah, nothing for 369. The root is there. A double kill through for Doctom.
Nice attempt. They just don't have the damage to knock down Canyon. Hope trying desperately to punch through that jungler's armor, but he just can't do it.
The Whimsy, the Bop, Kanavi drops, and now Damwon Kia are facing down on the Nexus. They are trying to force one more. Hope has to flash away.
Body Slam Flash means Cleanse Flash out of the AD carry, and the inhibitors now down to the top end, mid side, pushing in for the rest of it. Respawns in 15 seconds still. Bit of time built up by Nami. Nuguri quite low. Turret shots. Drop the aggro. Another one goes down. Here goes Yagao. Has a Lulu ulti. Where's he going to burn it? And onto whom? It looks like the respawn's coming in. Damwon Kia got to play safely. They know the next rate comes up in 8 seconds. It's going to be an easy pickup. Maybe it's Baron to end the game afterwards.
Yeah, smart from Damwon to back away from this one. They know they're low. They don't want to give over the shutdowns that are available pretty much across the board on their squad. But
Lulu ulti, though, is there. Does not quite combo everything together.
Yeah, and Damwon had a good 5,000 gold to actually spend up here, so no reason to stay out on the map too long. They're going to take the dragon, reset, spend all the gold here, and get even stronger now. Really, the only hope it feels like for JDG is Hope here in the bot lane, trying to find the angle to really get something done. We can watch this one more time. The polymorph just makes it so difficult for Kanavi. The polymorph comes in, the Gale Force is there. He can't really get a lot done, but flash kick onto Canyon. The follow-up from the Gragas ulti there from Yagao, but he's just tanking the tower and all their damage. He's just too strong.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do between the shield coming off the Bloodthirst and everything else. He's just absolutely monstrous, and now Dom1 trying to move into top side.
Here we go, 369, you've got an ult, you've got a flash, and you've got 2,000 health, soon becoming 0. Push towards Nocturne, forcing a stopwatch. Can they find this kill? He flashed the bubble, dives in with Lulu, still goes down. That's one of the board missing, will trade his life, plus they've already lost their AD carry. The stopwatch comes in, but no one will stop Canyon, a triple kill.
Canyon is running wild in this game. 11, 0, and 3. And Dom1 are marching on the Nexus. They want their tiebreaker. They want first in this group.
And they're going to try for it in the very next game. We will have the
Aatrox, then you take a Seer plus your preferred AD, and then they get their answer of AD. So to me, it was potentially maybe a little bit of a mistake, but they might be seeing Maokai as on that same tier. And if you are evaluating Maokai as on the exact same tier and importance level as the Azir, then you're getting that anyway, right? Because you're getting your power pick to equal their power pick, plus you get first crack at ADs, so they can go Caitlyn or Aphelios here based on what they want, or if they don't care at all, then they can just take something else that they think is contested and grab their AD on 3.
Yeah, and I look, Dukdom is an absolutely insane Aphelios player as well. Chronicler was talking about the desk, how his career win rate on that is absolutely absurd, and it looks like Dukdom is going to just go back towards that again. So we'll have to see now if Hope and Missing are comfortable playing the Caitlyn, because we haven't actually seen that from thus far, and this is now going to be the question mark to see if they want to go towards.
Well, and if they're not, teams are gonna start punishing you for that, right? Like if you can't actually play Caitlyn, it's the most banned champion in the tournament. If you can't play it, that is a disadvantage, because no longer do people have to ban it against you. So JDG, you know, are showing a little bit of a hole there. You have to feel, and they are going towards the LPL Classic, so it's almost guaranteed. It feels like Kai'Sa Nautilus to me. Once you lock in the Kai'Sa, the Nautilus, I feel like is such a strong pairing. But you know, I'm a little bit interested to see that again. No Caitlyn in picks or bans.
I think, though, we'll end up seeing the Sylas probably for Yagao. He's been very high priority for Yagao in the mid lane. You can even see him discussing there with the coach. So maybe they do just go, hey, look, the Nautilus can dip. We want to get the Sylas. And it looks like that is going to be the call.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This is the second Kai'Sa game for Hope post MSI Summer Split plus Worlds. This has not been one he's been comfy playing. You compare to people like Gala, where it's like, oh, I've got 18 games, actually, even though she's not meta. Like, he's not playing the AD carry of the tournament, and he's playing something he doesn't even play normally in Summer.
Yeah, but he did get his one win in Worlds, actually against someone, right?
Sure.
That was that game where he actually brought it out, played incredibly well. So it is still very, very frightening to play up against that. Showmaker gonna get his LeBlanc again here. So taking it on 3 this time around. And we saw multiple bans thrown towards him in that second phase of bans last game. He went to the LeBlanc anyway, and they're gonna do it here again. And I do think that there is a chance that this Maokai, you know, could go to the jungle. You're gonna need physical damage though from somewhere on that top side. So you either need an 80 jungler or an 80 top.
And that's the thing that I love here, right? Because you probably as Kanavi want to go towards something like a Sejuani in the jungle, right? Especially if it is a Maokai match tank for tank. You got great setup with the triple melee on the top side, but because you still got that flexibility for Nuggery in that top side, well then you can always end up flexing that around and then catch Kanavi off guard, where you suddenly go back towards a farming jungler that can cause issues for the Sejuani.
Well, that's one of the really nice things about going LeBlanc here on 3. You can just go support on 4, have 5th pick, counter pick for Nuggery on 5, and that can allow you to go for a really advantageous, you know, physical damage jungler or top laner there. And you can still allow yourself to have that threat of the flex all the way until your 5th pick.
Also, I mean, it could just be the Maokai in the support, right?
Yeah,
I mean, there's something that we have talked about a little bit. We haven't seen as much, but again, you got a ton of flexibility with these last 2 picks now. We will get a bit of an answer here as the Viego will be banned away. So again, trying to push Kanavi towards that Sejuani, saying, go on, please take it.
Very interesting. So again, you know, it was Lulu last time when they went for this Aphelios pairing. They are going to leave that up. They're still more concerned about some of these defensive supports, the Thresh for the repositioning, the Braum as well, a concern. Leona, I think, both works pretty well with their comp to give them some hard engage, but also is a good takeaway from from missing, because they do need that hard engage themselves. Nautilus would still be available, so it's not like they're completely pinched out, but a Mumu ban, they take away the Leona. Leona generally considered to have a good support mashup into the Nautilus, so I think they're going to be happy to take that side of the trade and are going to be able to collect that pushing wave, as you said, Freak. Now, you know, as Noguri, if you can actually deny the push a little bit here and hold that wave, it's going to be really, really good. But Kanavi up towards top side, they've got to get this wave in.
He wasn't spotted. He queued over the wall. So Noguri actually has no idea that Kanavi's here. He's managed to walk around all the vision that Noguri got on this top end. So we'll have to see if he can make that one work.
Ooh, root into stun. A lot of damage there on a missing. He's going to be at 200 HP. Down to 120 actually, and Maokai's around. But is it diveable is the question. He's chugging potions right now. And as they are now under the turret, looks like they don't feel safe to do this one. Level 3 Leona could tower dive. A flash. Noguri getting stunned up now instead. Jumps to the minions, gets out of the way. Kanavi will not be able to complete that kill. The dive continues on. The pullback. Hope. He is burning, but he will not die. The sapling will not catch him either. The bot lane stays alive. The flash follow. First blood is in the top side for JDG.
That's massive. They needed to get that kill. But thankfully for Noguri, he did not commit his TP, so it's not nearly as bad because he actually saved the TP from the previous play here. They are going to get back towards top. Even though they get the kill, though, look at the gold. It's Damwon who are ahead because it's so much worse for Hope in the bot lane. You know, the cheers erupting there for JDG, but overall, this play is way better for Damwon. You know, look at the lead for Dokdom. Hope is like out of the game.
And this is the same thing we saw in the last game, right? Canyon moving down to this bot side, punishing Hope and missing, making sure that they're pushed out of the game. And once more, Dokdom on this Aphelios is in such a good spot. And as a Kai'Sa, you need to be able to follow up on this engage. You need to be able to essentially one-shot people on this backline. When you're this far behind, that just isn't an option anymore.
I mean, just look at the lanes, right? You're comparing top lane, you know, winning in farm in top lane. You're looking at mid lane. You're looking at bot lane. Across the board here, advantages for every single carry, but it's JDG back towards top side, looking to find Noguri here. He's got no minion to queue back to. He can try to look for Kanavi, though.
It's a bit more healing. He's got a jungler coming around, though. Is it a possibility? Mid laners cannot show up. It's a 2v2. Jumps around, dodges most of the knockups, and ultimately going to be fine as he's got a jungler here as well. Canyon, ever present to bail out the lane.
Yeah, great coverage here from Canyon. Knows that Noguri is going to be very vulnerable on this bounce. Gets the coverage, and again, Noguri just goes straight back to base. Push it in, reset. You want to just do this rinse and repeat in these Ignite matchups here. Just don't stay around to get punished. Fill the health back up. Try to extend this lane out as much as you can.
Ooh, take her in, not bad. Gets the plasma, but it's through the W, so not a ton of damage on the Kellen.
And as long as Canyon is just kind of keeping pace hand in hand with Kanavi, you're in a great spot here for Damwon, right? You got Dokdom who's going to be able to scale towards the later portion of the game. Noguri will eventually be able to take over this matchup with the advantages and the Cole he's already picked up. And that's exactly what Canyon's doing, just matching Kanavi every single way, even steering them away.
Smite it, bro. It's up. You see him walk in. That's going to hurt. Kind of be losing some golden XP.
I wonder if he wasn't looking. I wonder if he was watching another lane or something, because I think he even had his Q available there, but just kind of lets Canyon walk in, takes the full camp, and now Canyon just going to continue on the push here, harassing away, marking the Vi. You know, as you say, that's all you really need to do here is just keep this Vi away from your lanes, allow them to just continue extending the advantages they've already built. I mean, it's 2.5 plates are already gone. The third one is pretty close to falling. They're not going to be able to get it on this wave, but
the little ones. Aker's gonna hit the turret. Sorry, a bit of terrain instead. Knocking him around. He's not a tanky. Nautilus missing. Oh, pulls him back into the tower though. That could kill, and Kellen will die, but already traded back. You guys are gonna try to lift. Has a flash over the wall, and Malcolm may not be done. They're gonna trade ultis. Aphelios does not quite have the kill, but Showmaker may get it happen instead. Gonna dive in. 2 HP. There's one, and Yagao is left alone, looking for the second. He's gonna try to find the damage. Showmaker flashing back out to safety. Dokdom gets the kill, and it's 4-3 Damwon.
It's a disaster for JDG. The Q of Kanavi misses. The anchor tosses immediately into the wall, and Damwon collapse hungry. They will take so much off that bot side.
Yeah, they got a ton. At the same time, though, 369 solo killed the Aurelia, so at least they get something back on that top side. And I think we'll likely get a replay of that. We can see this one more time here. Noguri down a level, trying to get aggressive. Nice dodge out on the Q3, but the connection on the Infernal Chains there pulls him back in. And 369, the Ignite wasn't even up for this. Doesn't look like it just yet, but he's able to just straight up chase him down.
Tries to heal up off the Qs and whatnot, but dodges away from the stun, which means no reset, and just, yeah, you're not getting through the Aatrox, buddy. Sorry, waits out the ulti. He's just too big. The damage isn't there for the Aurelia.
The damage is done on this bot side, though. When you actually look at it, missing into the wall, Kanavi having missed the Q as well, and missing just ends up so far overextended. Even Yago as well tried to help out. He went in with the chains and completely misses on those as well because of how early he tossed them out. So easy turnaround for Damwon on this bottom side. An absolute disaster for JDG.
I mean, Doctom just so far ahead. JDG's bot lane has been struggling today. Let's be honest, they have been getting taken advantage of a number of these games. Yes, it is also about the coordinated pressure. The tower juggling there is perfect. Everyone taking the exact amount that they can. Showmaker now here, level advantage. He's up almost 30 CS mid lane. A Gale Force is done for Doctom. This is a crazy lead.
But he stuns the clone, though, instead. I don't think he had an option for anyone else instead, though. Canyon, though, pretty low. Gets a nice double knockback Q. Flash for safety. May not have needed it, but Nuguri left alone. 1v3. They got to get this wave in. Hope can do that with a Q. And is he diveable? Canyon pretty low. Can't help much.
Showmaker's coming, though. And at the same time, it's first turret's solo gold for Doctom, who's already monstrously ahead. 2,200 gold ahead 10 minutes in that 1v1 here. Hope is just getting gapped here by Doctom. The team play from Damwon has been much better towards that bottom side. It's a 3,000 gold lead at 10 minutes. Again, Damwon are just smashing him.
But this is the thing now, they're trying to play around Hope, trying to get some gold back to his favor, but there's 3 members of Damwon here, and you're playing around what is your weakest member of JDG. You can see there, Hope, he's going to walk away, so he doesn't even get much, or you actually will get the gold off the back of that, but you can't actually go for the dive because you move 369 down to the bottom side.
I mean, you have to pull so many members up there to even get a safe crash for Hope, but he's still 1,800 gold down individually to Doctom, who already has tier 2 boots. He's got the pickaxe, has the Gale Force. Doctom is ready to go. Hope